Can I ask a question before we,
Sure.
Can we see all of the pictures of the women touching, like the casket?
The older woman?
Yeah. There were like 3 or 4 different versions of it.
Just search Glenn.
I saw another one too. Well, that's, good enough. Can we see them all big? Maybe we can narrow down to the one we like the best from here and make a decision on it.
It's like the exact same picture. I like that one.
I like the title one.
Oh, yeah, I was seeing the third one.
That one?
Yeah.
I like getting tighter in, kind of just really focusing more on her in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I like the first one.
Okay.
So keep just that one?
Yeah.
And then we're done
No
with that
others.
category, right?
And then that's, we can do 1, 2, 3 right here.
Yeah.
That's great.
We don't have to do it first, right?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
Out.
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 Out. Out. In. Out. Out. Out.
Oh.
Out.
Out. Out. Out. Out. In. Out. Out. In. Out. Out.
Out.
Out. Out.
Out.
Out. Out. Can we cash on that?
Terrence Trent looks up before addressing the family members of William Lewis and Stephanie Feivelkorn after they gave impact statements prior to his sentencing for causing the accident that took the lives of Lewis and Feivelkorn. Trent's attorneys have left.
We caption again.
Yeah.
And
And like a moment though. Out.
In.
Out.
Out. Out. Out. In. Out. 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 Out.
Can we see the caption on that one?
Roger St. Cyr, former commander of AMVETS, uses a crutch to light American flags on fire during the American Legion Post 286 annual Flag Day flag retirement ceremonies. The American Legion retired over 9,000 flags this year by burning them.
Yeah, I can support it being in.
Out.
Out.
Out. Out. Out. Out. Out. Out.
think she wants it in.
Back. Oh.
Mhm. Out, out,
Out. Out.
out.
Who caption on that? Just really, I'm just,
Members of the band, the main, pose on the red carpet before the Alternative Press Music Awards at Vice City Arena.
out. Huh? In. Out.
Out,
Out.
out, out,
Out. Out.
out. In,
Out.
out,
Out.
out,
Out.
out,
Out.
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 Out,
Out.
out,
Out.
out,
Out.
out,
Out.
out,
Out.
In.
Out.
out, out,
Out. 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 Out.
out,
Out. Out.
out,
Out. Out. Out.
out,
Out.
Can you go back to the contact sheet real quick? And toward the bottom?
Further up?
No, I think I'm good. Thanks.
Okay.
Let's see the damage.
11.
I think the first one, I mean, I like the second one of the graves in the snow better. I just wanted to see them both together. I think that,
Yeah, but I definitely like the last one.
yeah, the one in the,
Yeah.
leaning up against the grave. Yeah, that's pretty.
Do you wanna keep those first two in?
I'd like to keep the yellow poncho in for now. and get to the
Take
other
the
one.
first one out, yeah.
There's captions on, can we just go through and do captions?
Sure.
Actually.
Jackie Lekas, 64, of North Olmsted, stands with a wreath at her husband's grave at Western Reserve National Cemetery. John passed away last April. Jackie was surprised to find a wreath already placed at his grave when she arrived. Graves were decorated with 7,500 donated wreaths, followed by a ceremony.
Composition, go ahead,
Sorry?
go ahead, no, go.
Iona Minner accepts the flag that draped her uncle's casket. Rudolph Piscurin and 429 other sailors aboard the USS Oklahoma were killed on December 7th, 1941, when a torpedo struck the ship. 75 years later, his surviving relatives finally got to have a funeral for him.
Wow.
Teens console each other during a service Friday night for Brianna Yarger, who lost her life in a car crash days earlier. Destiny Taylor, far right, survived the crash and was recovering from her injuries. The remembrance took place in Navarre, close to the local high school. Read that one. Jerry Wright and Debbie Left Russell hold hands while talking about how they were injured in the machete attack at Nazareth Mediterranean Cuisine from the hospital beds at Grant Medical Center in Columbus. The couple spent Valentine's Day in the hospital after both having to have multiple surgeries to save their hands. Got that one. Carrie Sorrell mourn the loss of their son along with their daughter Sarah during a vigil for Joshua Sorrell, who died after falling inside a vacant building. You didn't read the top part of that caption.
What caption?
Exactly. Fans of pop music star Justin Bieber try to attack the attention of TV cameras while waiting for the doors of general admission to open.
I like it a lot.
Rachel Peters of Mount Vernon, Ohio, rests against the headstone of her best friend, Joseph Garden, Sergeant, U.S. Army, and Vietnam veteran, at the Ohio Western Reserve National Cemetery on Memorial Day.
That first picture, the composition bothers me a little. And you could have cleaned it up a lot, I think a lot more, you know.
You get low, you can get a little bit lower and get some of that distracting stuff. in the
Trees
background.
coming out, you know, all the cars and stuff back there, you know.
I was drawn to the color and the kind of, hazy tone of it, but I think, especially in comparison to some of the others we have in the set, it's not as strong. I would be out on it now.
Okay. That okay, Preston?
Yes.
Other than the flag burning, other than the fact that he's lighting the flags with a crutch, you know, I'm not that wedded to the photo anymore.
Is that the way you typically retire flags, is by burning them?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, Boy Scouts and stuff.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They do have a big ceremony around the country. I guess it's Flag
On
Day.
Flag Day.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, okay, I can listen.
I think the first picture, I think the caption makes the photo. I don't know if the image of her getting the flag, you know, is that strong.
I agree. It like caught me when we were looking through them, and I'm glad we read the caption. It's an amazing story, but I think the picture doesn't kind of carry the weight of the
Exactly.
caption.
We can get rid of the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but starting
Rock and roll.
to narrow it down.
I think I have three favorites here.
Go
Unless
for
you
it.
wanna, I think the hands in the cast is maybe my favorite of the set, followed by the woman leaning against the grave, and then the Justin Bieber fans.
I would bring up the guy in court in the green, right in front of the Bieber fans. I like the funeral picture of Mrs. Glenn, but I think we have stronger. You know, her hand on that coffin and that flag is really powerful. Any other thoughts on that particular image, or am I don't know nothing by myself?
I think it should be in there. I think he's one of the, probably one of the bigger, it was a big news event. I think it's shot really thoughtfully and focused, but I think it should just be an honorable mention. I don't think it's a top
Yeah.
three.
Yeah, I think I would lose it,
Really?
yeah.
Pardon?
It just, I would lose it. I mean, I like the top four, a lot of those would be my top four. And then I would, probably also consider, keeping the teenage girls in. And I think I would lose the other two.
On the bottom row,
Mm-hmm.
I could go with that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
some of Mrs. Glenn is that, is John Glenn's wife. you know?
Yeah.
Right. If it was someone else's,
Yeah.
it's not the same kind of impact. Sure.
We don't like that order?
Mm,
You look at it this way.
What do you think?
I mean, I like the top four, I'm not sure what order I would do. I don't think I would do the hands first.
I would probably do the woman leaning against the, tomb, against the gravestone. That's the one I like, that's the only picture in the whole series that just kind of jumped out at me. I don't know what you guys think, but that's clearly my first choice. And others, I can negotiate on those. I like the guy in court, he seems remorseful and it's emotional. But after hearing about the machete attack, I think that helps that picture. Hearing the caption helps it. Seeing it, I didn't think it was that strong, just as a standalone picture, without understanding what it was.
I thought it was one of the more original pictures in the bunch to me in terms of like an unexpected, like I didn't expect to see that picture in this category or in any category.
Can you see big again?
And I mean, I agree that the image of the woman at the grave is absolutely powerful, but I think as it's an image that we've seen many times. I don't think it weakens that, but I expect to kind of see that moment in a category like this, and this way of covering the kind of aftermath of a breaking news situation, I thought was very thoughtfully and sweetly done.
What do you think about the light in it?
That's part of why, do you think it's lit or do you think it's hospital light?
I don't know, it looks, I can't figure out why the lighting would be like that in a hospital.
And are they on adjacent beds, or is he just walking over to touch hands with her?
They're definitely on beds.
Yeah.
Beds.
It might be like a reading lamp between them or something. And maybe maybe it's a portrait.
Oh, maybe it's at night and it's one of those lights in the ceiling like it is here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Between the beds, yeah, maybe. I assume it's not toning, I can't tell how much is toning.
I don't think it's toning. That would be a pretty severe vignette.
Mhm. And we had several other pictures at grave sites of the day, and none really compared to that one, there were multiple other opportunities for people to do similar stuff, but this photographer really kind of nailed it.
Right. It's really clean and waited for the right moment and got her trust.
Exactly.
I'd be fine with that being number one.
And I'm
First place?
fine, yeah, and I'm fine with number 2 as it is. How about you, Preston?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I do think the caption helped a lot. I don't know, but I think I like the ones that are in 3 and 4 position better.
I think 4 is like a surprising moment, but I don't know that it's like an amazing photograph. I think it is very fun and joyful to look at. It definitely gets a response out of me, and I think just the little layer of knowing that it's like a Justin Bieber concert is even funnier.
And they do it for the television camera also.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think it says a lot. I don't know, I like looking at it. Over at the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not old guy, but you know, comparatively.
Yeah.
I mean, I also kind of like the idea that a picture like that can play some general news.
Mhm.
You know, it doesn't have to be a machete attack, you know, or something like extremely,
Mhm.
laugh
Sad.
at that. But yeah, that a lighter moment can also, I mean, I think it could have done well in feature though as well, so.
Mhm. But I think part of it stands out because it's in this mix
Yeah,
partially.
right, yeah. Yeah, and I think the other three on the top row were super strong.
Do you think in the third picture, from the courtroom, like, this is during his sentencing and he's like pleading with family? I mean, I don't mean to, maybe this is like an unfair question, it's like, is that kind of a performance to try to shorten his sentence? I mean, I hate that, that's maybe like a really too
Yeah, I don't
harsh
know.
thing to say, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can you see the caption again?
Terrence Trent looks up before addressing the family members of William Lewis and Stephanie Fibblecorn after they gave impact statements prior to his sentencing.
Yeah, not enough information, we don't know what the circumstances were, how he caused the accident. If it was an accident or if there was some kind of gross negligence, was he drunk or?
Right, yeah, we don't know what the charge
Fleeing
is.
police or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I feel like I need a lot more
Yeah.
information and kind of know if I should kind of trust that moment.
Mhm. The attorney did not raise
No, he looks like.
All right, let's go. The game's gonna be up soon.
Bieber, number 3.
I mean, I could go either way. I can definitely understand the argument. But the courtroom picture feels pretty unusual to me. I mean, I think courtrooms are so locked down now so much of the time.
Yeah.
And then getting that sort of angle and that sort of moment.
Good point, very good point.
Should leave it as is then.
I would leave it as it is, that's my suggestion. Tough decision, but I think we should leave it as it is.